You wanted some more Shining Sarcophagus, we got some more Ancient Gears for you, and, of course, the Phantasm City. Make sure you guys smash the little living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. So, the legacy of Dark Magician and the Shining Sarcophagus is actually back, and, you know, it's been really cool to see some of the ideas that people are doing. So, we're actually building in the Regenesis package into this list, but we're also using the Dark Magician package to get to Gandora as like an actual, you know, win condition against our opponent to clear the board and actually be able to clear things off. I actually like the reason behind this. Also, you know, these monsters actually kind of acting as a little bit of an interruption point here. It's not really going to conflict too much with the main package, which I think is a good idea. You need to be looking at ideas like this because they actually open up some very solid doors for what you're actually kind of able to do with this. Also kind of proves how incredibly useful the Regenesis stuff is going to be. Also, are using the Pot of Extravagances to get you the draw power. A lot of that strong power cards to help you out. Ooh, we have Ancient Gears. Now, I see we've completely stripped out the basic Ancient Gear Giant, so we're just playing 2 Ancient Gear Dark Golems. Ah, perfect. And then, of course, we're going with the triple copies of the Ancient Gear statue. This kind of just proves how ignorant that the Ancient Gear package actually can be. Because statue just allows you such easy boards to pressure through. Like, you set up with this, you're probably going into a good position, man. Like, especially since this deck wants to go second. Also, hello, Gordian Schneider. Yes, we are relying on Gordian Schneider here to kind of clear up anything that the opponent might be having on a field. You can sacrifice a couple cards out of your extra deck because, you know, this deck doesn't really care all that much about its extra. I mean, you know what pieces you're going into here and what you have to do in order to close out the game. Also, I'm glad to see somebody's playing anti-tempi measures now. Ooh, we have the Phantasm Spiral City, and of course Jirai Gumo actually joining us in here. Okay, I mean, this is another trap monster, so I mean, why not, right? Kind of forgot about Jirai Gumo in here. Just run one monster your opponent controls in this card's column. So you can actually spring this on your opponent, because, you know, usually we have the Apophis, the swamp deities in here that you're using as the extra little disruptions, while, you know, the Primite package is maintaining, you know, Mr. Phantasm Spiral himself here. You're just kind of using this package to make sure you're always going to have a nice normal monster on the field so you can do your thing. But see, we've also greatly reduced the Phantasm Spiral cards themselves. Also, we are side decking some Gordian Schneiders. I mean, it's okay, not going to be looking too bad. Also, 1 Pot of Desires, 2 extra, 1 Pot of Prosperity. Holy crap, man. You are really just playing as much draw power as you can kind of fit in here. This extra deck's a little bit wonky, but I like this. This is cool. Next up here, we have some Gladiator Beasts. Now remember, because Japan has Invoker, it must be nice, guys, the fact you get this card. They can do some incredibly ignorant plays with the Rescue Cat with Mr. Gladiator Beast Gestel here. It actually allows them, you know, to do some kind of fun things. Now, obviously, I really think that the TCG needs Invoker, because I will say I think that this helps this deck out a lot. You know, your whole goal is you need to be able to get the 5 Glads into the graveyard ASAP, and Cat's pretty much doing most of the work for you. Now, you're also going to notice here, oh, we're doing a Primite package in here? Yes, we are. As once again, just kind of proves how good this Primite stuff can actually be. You know, you go ahead and slam this on into the deck, you're getting the best maximized results that you could actually want to see. So I actually like this. This is a nice little inclusion into the deck that you can actually mess around with. And then, of course, ooh, we have some Dragon Roar action. Now, I'm going to tell you, for all intents and purposes, two Spectres is BS, but you've also got a Tempai package built in here. And actually, this is just truly Dragon Roars. I do see, like, sure, we are doing 2 Blasters with 1 Redox in here and some Tempest. Poor title didn't even get an honorable mention in this pile. And we're also only playing 1 Chasmodus down here as well. But in terms of the rest of this, I mean, your extra deck is going to be dedicated to doing Tempai shenanigans, because, you know, you're using the Tempai stuff to clear up the board. That's just how this works. All right, you set up the good stuff, you actually push through, and your opponent's just like, oh, okay. Also, You're telling me we're actually playing Saruja in here? It looks like we are, actually. This is one of those cool decks that, you have all these cool options. You're able to do some kind of fun things, so I like that. Next up here, we have, Voiceless Voice, Regenesis. Well, first of all, I don't know how I only feel about 2 copies of this. I guess they are using Torah here as the option to get to the Archfiend, but I feel like, the searcher for this kind of warrants a little bit more, but obviously, Skull Guardian's going to be the anchor for this. You'll go down this line after you set up this, because guess what? He has 2,500 defense, which meets the requirement here for having a monster with 2,500 attack or defense out here to be able to beam this on out. This is why this deck actually has some, kind of interesting synergy. We see it pop up every once in a while. It has not been the go-to build by any stretch of the imagination, but it's enough that, if people are looking at wanting to play this, why not, right? You just never know what cool option is going to come down out here that might just need to shake up the meta for you. So good stuff to seeing Voiceless Voice be relevant. Next up here, oh boy, good old Beast King of the Swamp back at it again. So we tend to see a lot of interesting little ideas in the Lightsworn department these days, because especially with the tier variants out here, because you gotta have some sort of fusion subber out here so that you can actually do something, and well, that's what Mr. Beast King of the Swamps is supposed to be about. Also, nobody actually ever looks at the other aqua monsters you cannot be destroyed by battle. This is an aqua monster, guys. It's never going to come up, but it is one of those haha funny little interactions that you could actually kind of mess around with and actually, see what you can do with. Also, we are playing the Lightsworn Aegis in here as a one-off. Actually really cool to see that we have the recurring asset out here to actually come back and put that pressure on your opponent. But it's nice to also see Tier getting some recognition out here. The full Lightsworn package, I think, is by far one of the best methods to go with right now. Ooh, we have... Oh, okay, I see you. So we have the Ryuji deck out here. Now, you're also going to notice we're playing some Drac BS in here as well. So we are dropping meteors on our opponent out here. So we are doing 1 meteor with 1 Astero in here, which is kind of cool. Of course, we are playing 1 Ryuji Ruin Trap card. But you're also going to notice we are playing 1 copy of the Azamina monster in here as well. What in the world are you doing here? I guess that's kind of interesting. We are doing 2 Gordian Schneiders in here to kind of clean up some of the more problematic stuff your opponent has been playing. There's a lot more Gordian Schneiders running around in the meta than I kind of initially thought that there would be. Schneider is just such a strong card at cleaning up problems that your opponent is setting up. It's actually kind of impressive, actually. So good stuff. I'm actually very happy to see that Ryuji has been, adapting with its new boss monster. And then, of course, oh, wow, we have more tier for you. Not only do you get 2 tier list here, you also get to see the Beast King of the Swamp actually running around. But this build is also, we're playing the Diabell Star and the Diablaze in here. I mean, hey, Phileas Diabell getting to add up the big boss monsters here to actually attempt to clear out your opponent is really good. You also have the 2 Curse of Diabell in here as well. We've seen how kind of ridiculous this is. Also, surprise, surprise, we're playing Grasslook Screener for when we're playing a 40 card variant of this deck. I don't know how successful this is gonna be, to be honest with you, but I guess if you are looking at options out here to kind of clean up your opponent, I guess this is an option, to say the least. I don't know. Also, you do get to see Appaloosa here doing what Appaloosa does best. And we've also got the Pilgrim Reaper in here as well. And our last list here is actually basic old Crystron. I see we are doing 1 title in here. Good job, OCG, still sticking to this. You are also doing the 1 Jura, the Cursed Thunder Deity. Well, that's always really cool to see. And we're also pumping in the Snake Eyes Execute Dragon in here. Okay. Also, Clockwork Knight. That's an incredibly cute little tech choice, I suppose. Just being able to mess up your opponent's entire field. Nice little floodgate. Outside of that, I mean, you only got 1 unicorn with 1 race law. Those kind of prove how valuable this can be. But that's all the cool little interesting ideas that I got for you this week. And I gotta say, I'm loving these. So please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Patrons! Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.